Alright, this is your boy Emperor in the building. So I got some more Performer Power Draco Dynamis. I'm switching around a few cards, like I'm putting in the charge at 3 and I cut what did I cut? Oh, I cut and I reload a 1 to see if there was any difference. I'm just doing little small changes. I'm like after this duel video, I may play Spring Goose at 2. I may. So let's get into the match here. This is Psyframes versus this deck. I truly hate Psyframes so much. Psyframes are probably like one of the most annoying decks to go against as an individual player. Honestly, if it wasn't for Solemn Strike, this deck would have been all over the place, but because Song Strike is one of those deadly cards, it's hard for Cyframes to to get things going. So right here, as you can see, you see the Spring Goose play goes off, and it seems like I actually got a bread and butter for this deck now, so which is pretty good. All you do is you go for Sorcerer, you pop the two Pendulum Scales, you search out second Donkey. No, you search out the turtle, the board, and then you board into second donkey. Summon second donkey. You send out Spring Goose. You get your 2 pendulum cards back to your hand. With this right here, you can actually still have plays. You keep your pendulum scales safe. You keep them safe from from like wavering eyes and stuff. But the only unsafe part about that is you have to be very wary of anti-spar fragrance, which in my other games on DN I suffered a huge loss versus Burn Abyss in game 3 because of the fact that this guy had anti-spar fragrance turn 1, and no matter what I could do in that situation, it just got punished. So alright, game 2. But yeah, just like again, then again, like my side deck wasn't really strong versus Bernabas, which is another deck that I had to really, really watch out for. So for those who watch this video, leave some comments down below because I will be needing some assistance. I will be needing some assistance on building a good side deck. Yes, a good side deck. Because there's just so many decks to worry about. I gotta worry about freaking Monarchs, freaking Burn Abyss, Cosmos. I mean, I see the Skull Meisner hype. I mean, it's okay, but then again, it's like if you're playing this kind of deck, you overpower Cosmos no matter what to a point. But it does help that if you do have a hand trap that does shut down the graveyard effects. I do agree. Now, game 2, I made a couple of misplays. He made a couple of misplays too as well. In this game 2, you will see that you will see a great weakness of this deck, and it seems like that's something I have to really work on. Because if I can't close up the game early, I have to find out what's my late game options. Because I'm used to playing at 60 cards, so it's not so like I really get into late game because late game isn't like scary for me. But while I'm playing at 40 cards and I'm running out of resources, that's a scary thought, And another card that I will be testing out in here as well will be testing Felgrant, because there will be times where I have like 2 level 8s on the field. I'm like, man, I can make a Felgrant and just like shut his place down. So I think the legendary field that I really want to go for would be Saber Infinity, Felgrant, and Rafista. I think right there, that's a nasty board to deal with. And if you have like any type of song, yeah, your opponent will make the sign of scooping the face. So I think this is where I made the misplay right here. No, it wasn't. No, this wasn't it. Okay. Let's see. So I'm thinking about between Philgrant or Lancelot. Lancelot is pretty good too. If you don't know what Lancelot does, he's like a rank 8 Cyber Infinity, which is good to really good to use. What else? And then another part of the projects that I will be doing later on in the day, of course, people still want they still want me to they still want me to play Fire Fist at times. I'll still play Fire Fist no matter what, and I will drop a DDD combo video too as well when I get the chance. Yeah, this is where I misplay. This is where I misplay. This the turn that's coming up right here. You guys will see where I messed up at. Wait. Okay, no, it's the next turn. Next turn. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Um. So side deck options. I'm looking at Vanity's Fiend. Even though it hurts me, but it hurts my opponent too as well. It it doesn't really shut down Monarchs to a point. It's kind of hard to shut down Monarchs. I was testing two Frog Kings to keep them at bay, but then like usual, DN likes to give my opponent the Regeki, so that got punished. So I may be looking at other options. I mean, Frog King is a good card. Don't get me wrong. He's a big beater. You use him against Magic Spencer's too as well. But then again, it's like if there are cards like Regeki, Dark Hole running around, it's kind of difficult. And Castell is still a card too, so it's not really effective. Like it's okay of a card. I still feel like if I were to play these type of cards, I need to play protection to protect that monster. Like if Frog King was like a pendulum monster and I had like Down and Nister on the field, that's where I misplayed. What I should have done was I should have just end my turn and just waited until Cyber Infinity has its effect up, and I would have been fine. But because I did that, I got punished. Well, yeah, I got punished by the Black Rose. I mean, yes, I baited out the beta. I baited it out, and this is where he misplayed, and I found out like, oh well, wow. So you couldn't get a monster for no matter what. Holy shit! Oh my gosh. So yeah, so that's where I kind of misplayed, but then it worked out in the end because Dark Revealer XYZ Dragon, like I said in the video before, is gonna be a really powerful card to help out in some situations. What he could have done right here was he could have just Dark the field and just yeah. Like I'm just looking at the opponent's point of view. All he had to do was Dark Chain Omega, and he would have been fine. Well, actually, yeah, he should have just Dark and And right there, he realized, oh man, having a monster after my trap card and stuff. So it's like it's unfortunate. So so to take note, only thing I changed so far was putting charge to 3, the Dynamis charge to get the Dynamis more and make Cyber Infinity, more consistent. Now when Lithium did it, he had three Barkon, three of the Triceratop guy, and the 3 searchers. In my build, I cut it to 2, but now I'm gonna put it back to 3 and see if there's gonna be any changes, slight changes. You don't want to do any drastic big changes when testing a deck like this, but the considerations that I will be trying out would be a second Goose to see if I could keep that sustained, because when I do that whole big play, I run out of resources really fast. So like, comment, and subscribe. This is your boy Emperor out.